Hi guys, welcome. This is the Collective of Real Executive Women's very first official masterclass episode, how 2 minutes of Mad Libs can completely change your life. I am thrilled to be here with you. My name is Tara Keach. I am the founder, and I came across this really interesting tactic, and I just wanted to pop in and share it with you guys, make sure you had it sort of in your hip pocket. It's amazing the way that we can sometimes get ourselves caught up with negative assumptions. And I came across this article, Dr. Ryan Nimick, who's a PsyD, published this in Psychology Today. And I turned it into a Mad Libs of sort, which makes it first really easy to remember, second really fun, and then third just super easy to do. So here I am to share it with you. There is a printable that can help you guys keep this as an easy point of reference and follow along. So if you haven't already gotten it, please do download it. The link is below in the summary. And let's go ahead and dive in. So the power of positive psychology gives us the ability to reframe any of these negative circumstances we sometimes think we're in. So in the corporate American setting or wherever you are in your day-to-day life, it's got the power to just snap you out of a negative, circuitous thought pattern. It can help you guys, it's helped me rebuild relationships, deliver better, make better political alliances, and just communicate more simply and directly, get my job done better. So step one, here we go. This is the Mad Lib part. This is where we start. So fill in the blanks for this scenario. I blank feeling, insert a feeling. I feel this when so-and-so does this action. That results in what? So feeling, person, action, and result. Those are the blanks. Those are the Mad Lib blanks to start with. All right, now here's the next really critical piece. That person is so blank. Whatever adjective comes to mind, whatever you've been feeling so intensely, the negative thoughts you're thinking about that person, pop that in the adjective blank for your Mad Lib. All right. So now enter mindful strengths and positive reframing. So again, applying this to today's corporate setting, wherever you are in your day job, you're going to save yourself a ton of emotional baggage by doing this. All right. So Dr. Nimick makes this super easy in his Psychology Today article. And he says, to reframe something is to offer a new perspective, to give yourself a different view of the situation. Bottom line, guys, is there another way that you can look at the situation through the frame of strengths? So we all know that this person is getting under your skin, that those actions are really negative to you. But let's think about where that other person might be coming from. What other ways can you look at this situation? So try to imagine that you don't know this person, that you don't have history with them, that you're hearing about what happened. Imagine maybe even your best friend is telling you something that happened to them, or scratch that, not your best friend. Imagine a coworker is telling you about something that happened to them. You, as the listener, are completely objective. You don't know this person from Adam or Eve. Keep imagining that this person really means well. Whoever did this action means well. They want to do good in the world, and they want to do a good job in their day job. Now, ask yourself, how could they have thought that what they were doing was important and going to get them a good result? In the wild scheme of things, what possible thing could they have been thinking that would have made sense for the action that they took? Another thing to keep in mind is what else could have been motivating them? My husband and I have this conversation in traffic all the time. He attributes negative values to these drivers. He's like, this guy's driving at my bumper. He's so hateful. I don't know why he's so aggressive. And my response is typically like, you don't know what that person's going through. You have no idea where that person's going to, where they're coming from, what's motivating them to get where they are. And true, some people make bad decisions and don't have good intent. But other times they do, and maybe they're dealing with an emergency or a crisis, or they're physically uncomfortable. Like, you never know. So it's such a hard habit to break. It's so trite for me to say, don't make those kinds of assumptions, because of course we make those assumptions. But next time you find yourself making the assumption, this is the trick. Just take a second and imagine what else they could be trying to achieve by the way that they're acting. All right, now this is the really cool hack. This is the fun part. So this is step 3 in the Mad Libs challenge. Work it backwards. Go back to that last sentence that you completed in the Mad Lib. So-and-so is so adjective, and replace the adjective. And Dr. Nemec gives some really great examples in his Psychology Today article. I like this. It's replace stubborn with perseverant. Replace distracted with highly curious. And the one that's really fun to me is replace hyperactive with zestful. I liked that. The other one is slowly progressing. Replace that with prudent or cautious. I personally have recently had an example of working with someone who are perceived to be a micromanager. And guys, it's super painful for me. I really like to be pretty much left alone to do my job, and I do it really well and consistently. That's why I keep getting called back to doing it. And so I used this Mad Lib challenge, and I replaced micromanager with highly invested in the success of the project, and also potentially insecure. So this person is highly invested in the success of the project and is insecure. So that helped me really approach the situation differently, not only the work that I was doing as a direct deliverable to her, but also my communication with her so that I could give her more assurance. I could preemptively address what would help her feel less insecure, so more secure, by giving her all the data points she needed and just conduct the conversation differently. And it worked really well for me. I hope it works really well for you. So now it's your turn. Go back to that sentence, find the adjective that you used, and try to think of another way to frame it in the lens of strength. So what other ways is this actually, or what other ways could this potentially be a strength? Again, we know that this is all an imagination exercise. There are people out there that you will just never get along with, but for 99% of your relationships where you have friction generated and you start having these negative thoughts, this Mad Lib challenge is going to work like a dream, and it can change lives. It can change your relationships. It can change how you're perceived by them and how you perceive them. It's a wonderful tool, and I'm so glad Dr. Nemec posted it. Again, the link is to a Psychology Today article. It's also linked in the summary here. So thank you, Dr. Nemec. Thank you, Psychology Today. And thank you, Pure Wow, which is the magazine where I first saw the article. So I appreciate it. I hope this works for you. Again, don't forget to grab your free printable, which is below. It'll guide you through this challenge. You can keep it as a quick reference document anytime you encounter these negative thoughts, or if you have a peer or coworker or friend who is constantly down on other people, maybe just send this to them and recommend that they see it and apply it. All right, guys, that's it for episode 1 for the Real Cruise Masterclass, how 2 minutes of Mad Libs can change your life. I'm Tara Keach, and it's been a joy to be with you with love, joy, and gratitude.